Welcome to the Injured Gadgets YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a Samsung S8 teardown. We'll start by putting it on our CPB heating pad at 75 degrees Celsius for anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes. Next, we'll use our iFlex opening tool to separate the glass back from the housing. Now we'll just remove the screws holding the back covering on so that we can get to the motherboard. This back covering can be pried off easily using blunt nose tweezers or a nylon spudger. Now the top part contains the NFC coil or NFC antenna, as seen here, and the lower portion contains the loudspeaker, here. Next, to disconnect the battery, before we disconnect anything else, safety first and all, and then we can disconnect the front-facing camera and iris scanner. Now you'll need to remove the motherboard before you remove the front-facing camera. I learned that lesson here. Now we'll disconnect the LCD flex cable. Then we will eject the SIM card tray. Then we can move on to removing the motherboard. Lastly, to disconnect the antenna flex cable. And now we can move on to removing the motherboard completely. These last two wire cables are all that's holding the motherboard to the phone, so we'll just gently pry those loose. You do need to be careful because it is possible to break off the male end that's on the dot connector, so please use caution. Now to remove the rear-facing camera, we'll just disconnect the flex cable and then gently wiggle and pry in with our dull nose tweezers. And it should come free fairly easy. Now we can remove the front-facing camera. Next, to remove the ear speaker, there's a little notch that you can fit some tweezers in to pry it loose. It does take some work though because the adhesive is usually quite strong. Now to remove the proximity sensor. Comes out fairly easily, as you can see. Next is the vibrator. Now I typically will come in from the side that has the two metal contact pads and just wiggle under there and twist until it pops free. Next, we will remove the screws holding in the dock connector and headphone jack before disconnecting the headphone jack from the dock. To remove the dock, I found it's easiest to lightly pull from that flex cable there, and it should mostly come free until you get to the headphone jack. At this point you'll need a nylon spudger or dull tweezers, and you can carefully wiggle under that last part of the dock connector and pry it free, usually bringing the headphone jack with it. So thanks for watching, everyone. That completes our Samsung S8 teardown. Please remember to like and subscribe.